I played 100 Days of Stardew Valley's version 1.6. Well, technically it was just over 100 days because I didn't want to leave y'all hanging halfway through winter. And this isn't going to be just any regular 100 days playthrough. We are going for perfection for the very first time. Because I've only played this game very casually in the past, I wanted to challenge myself to become a Stardew expert and join the less than 1% of players who have achieved this great accomplishment. So what does achieving perfection in Stardew Valley actually consist of? It means that I will need to collect all 7 star drops, max friendship with all the townies, complete all monster eradication goals, max all skills to level 10, catch every fish, ship all crops and foraged goods, craft all items, cook every recipe, build all 4 obelisks, find all golden walnuts, and build the golden clock. Now, of course, this is all virtually impossible to do in year 1, so for the first 112 days, I will be mainly focusing on completing the community center, donating 60 items to the museum to unlock the sewers and have Krobus move in with us, as well as some silly personal goals like collecting all the secret statues and finding the Meowmere sword. So, without further ado, let's embark on our Stardew Valley adventure. For this playthrough, I wanted to try out the new Meadowlands farm, which means that instead of parsnips, we got some hay to feed our 2 chickens that automatically come with this farm type. As is tradition on my channel, we named the first chicken Nugget, and chat named the second Crumpet, and then we're doing the darn thing, y'all. We're cleaning up the farm, crafting a storage chest, and then we headed into town to buy some parsnip seeds for my arch nemesis Pierre, so we can start farming. My first quest was to introduce myself to all the townies, and even though I want Krobus to eventually live with me, that doesn't mean we can't have some romantic relationships. So I said hi to cutie girlfriend Penny, girlfriend Maru, girlfriend Haley, who said I was ugly, which was extremely rude, cutie patootie doctor boyfriend, wannabe Travis Kelsey boyfriend, boyfriend Shane, who I have married before in this game, and then I picked up a few forageables before heading home for bed. Wow, we made a whopping 114 gold from some leeks, which is better than nothing, I guess. The next morning, I watered my crops, took care of Nugget and Crumpet, and went down to the beach to meet up with my pal Willie to get my free fishing rod. Because I'm broke as hell, I spent the whole day fishing to start making some money, and then I tried to finish introducing myself to everyone except for Sebastian, because he is a little basement goblin and won't come out of his room. On day 3, my chickens were all grown up, which means I got my first batch of eggs. It was also raining, so I had one goal and one goal only: to catch the catfish, eel, and shad for the community center and get that out of the way, which bumped me up to fishing level 2. And look who came out of his goblin cave to enjoy the rain. So I met boyfriend Sebastian, and I introduced myself to the last few townies I needed to meet and gifted Jazz a daffodil, finishing up those initial quests. The next day, I did all my farm chores and then jumped right back into fishing because at this stage, I'm really just waiting for the mines and community center to open up. I also donated my first few items to Gunther at the museum, planted some cauliflowers, potatoes, and green beans, which I will need to complete the spring crops bundle, and cleaned up some more around the farm, earning a foraging level in the process. Day 5 was super eventful because Marty came over to drop off my new doggy, who I named Clifford. With my new farm now feeling a little more lively, I harvested my first set of parsnips and checked the traveling cart for the first time, which actually had a Maki roll. I didn't end up getting it because I'm stupid and totally blacked out on what I needed for the community center, but that's fine. It's not super essential to get now because I can just cook it myself later. Then I met up with Lewis to discuss the rat problem in the abandoned community center and hit the mines for the first time, only making it down to level 7 because I ran out of snacks. The next morning, I got a jump scare from this icky man trespassing on my property, but he did give me a blueprint for a furnace, so that's kinda helpful, I guess. Thanks, Clint. Then I went to get high as a kite with Razzie the Wizard, which means that I can now communicate with the Junimos. So I started dropping off my first few community center donations, broke open my first few geodes, donated some more gems to the museum, and then did some more fishing to end the day. And hey, look at me go! I'm now fishing level 3. It has officially been a week in the valley, and it feels like we're finally moving and grooving. It's raining, so thankfully I don't need to water my crops. So I spent time dropping off a couple more things for the community center that I had been saving, completing the spring foraging bundle, and also making some progress on the fish tank. I also thought it would be a good idea to explore the mines a bit more and slay some enemies, which helped me level up my combat skill. Because I want Krobus to live with us this year, I really need to start making some more progress on the museum, so I cracked open some more geodes and donated my findings. I figured if I can get into the sewers before Krobus's birthday on Winter 1, I might be able to gain enough hearts with him before the end of the year, but that means we're going to have to spend a lot of time in the mines and also fishing for treasure chests. What the heck is this? Oh, so that's pretty much what I did for days 8, 9, and 10. All of that fishing paid off though, because I made it to level 5 and it helped me save up enough money for the backpack upgrade the following day, which is literally life-changing. With double the amount of pocket space, I hit the mines, making it all the way down to floor 20 and getting level 2 in mining. That night, I also covered for my new bestie Linus, who was snooping in everyone's trash cans. Don't worry, buddy, I get it. I too am checking every day for the rare and mysterious trash hat. After hoarding eggs for almost 2 weeks, we finally got our first jar of mayonnaise, and instead of selling it, we decided it would be better to drink it in front of Mayor Lewis, which was totally worth it. I also finally remembered to make a scarecrow, which was super long overdue because birds keep eating my precious crops. And then we spent the rest of the day on that gold turnip grind and fishing for some extra cash because the next day was the egg festival and I needed as much money as I could get to spend on strawberry seeds. Then it was time for the main event, the egg hunt. And I totally didn't lose to Abigail the first time and had to start over the day and then look up a tutorial to make sure I won the second time because that would have been embarrassing. Wow, we're doing the egg hunt for the first time. Wish me luck, everyone. Okay, I'm going. Okay, 1, let's go. Jazz, tiny child, out of my way. Okay, I feel like we're doing better. Oh my god. Oh, I think I did it. Oh, we just need 10, right? Oh, 11. Yes! But in the end, I was victorious, and hey, look at my new hat that I put on Clifford. The next morning, I did all my farm chores, gifted Haley a flower for her birthday, and got that cutscene of the kids playing in the gross sewer water. But I can't really judge them because I'm the one who wants the literal sewer monster to live with me. I checked the traveling cart again, which had absolutely nothing, because why would it? And then had a cute moment hanging out with my gal pal Leah down by the lake. By day 15, I figured it was probably about time I upgraded my pickaxe so I can have an easier time in the mines. So I dropped that off with Clint and then threatened him to give me something good from my geodes or else, and it was his lucky day because I got a couple things I needed for the museum. It's also salmonberry season, so I did a bunch of foraging today as well. Exciting news because the next day I finally got 5 gold star parsnips, which I took to the community center along with the rest of the crops I needed for the spring crops bundle. I also found and turned in Robin's lost axe because I'm such a good neighbor, and then watched Pelican Town's very own Jeff Bezos steal all of Pierre's customers. And even though I hate Pierre with a passion, nice try, Morris, that won't work on me because I'm not giving into evil capitalism this playthrough. I did a little bit of fishing the rest of the day, and when I went to bed that night, I leveled up up in both farming and fishing, so it was a successful day all around. The next day was St. Patty's Day in the valley, so I picked up my pot of gold from the end of the rainbow, you know, as you do. And I also got this cute leprechaun hat. And then I bought 2 more chickens from Marnie that chat named Tater Tot and Hennifer to help grow my mayonnaise empire. I also spent some time foraging for more salmon berries and then ended the night by, you guessed it, fishing. Because part of perfection is getting everyone in town to like you, I figured the best thing to do is stop and say hi to anyone I see while running around the valley. So I made some small talk with a few people and donated some more gems to the museum before picking up my newly upgraded pickaxe and heading down to the mines, where I was immediately greeted by a swarm of bugs. Oh, I'm leaving immediately. I'm leaving. I don't want to deal with that. I'm leaving immediately. I know I need to slay monsters for the Adventurers Guild eradication goals, but I have the world's worst sword right now, and that gives me anxiety. So we are choosing peace and not violence today. Days 19 and 20 were mostly mining days because we are slowly approaching summer, and I'm planning on going pretty hard with the blueberries so we can increase profits. So the closer I get to the materials I need for the upgraded sprinklers, the easier my life will be. And we ended up making it down to level 40, completing Marlin's quest. I also noticed way too late in the day though that I forgot Shane's birthday, so that's unfortunate. The next morning I woke up to 500 gold in my mailbox. Thanks, Dad. And I got my first strawberry harvest, so that means even more cashola. I checked the traveling cart once again for a red cabbage seed or anything good really, and once again got nothing. The spirits weren't on my side either today, so I decided to spend some time fishing for some extra money and surprisingly got a couple things I needed for the museum. On day 22, I broke open some rocks and donated my finds to Gunther. I'm starting to get a little nervous because we aren't even a third of the way to unlocking the sewers, but I did get this cute painting, so that's nice, I guess. Then I chipped away at some more levels in the mines and found this fabulous helmet, and I made it to level 2 combat, so now I am fabulous and skilled. Have I been walking back and forth to this waterfall to water my crops every day? Yes. The answer is unfortunately yes, and chat has been screaming at me to get a well this entire time, so I made my way up to Robin's shop, but forgot that on Tuesdays she is at Jazzercise and not working. And I can't do it tomorrow either because it's the festival. Oh my god. Okay, well, we just wasted an hour, that's fine. Also, why does nobody ever invite me to exercise with all the girlies in town? How rude. I need to start working towards constructing a barn though, so I spent the rest of the day gathering materials to set that up. Day 24 was the Flower Dance Festival, and because everyone in town still hates me, I didn't have a dance partner. But I did show up to the festival in my most fabulous outfit, so joke's on them. But the good news is that we ended the day by getting farming level 5. Animal products worth 20% more. I feel like this is probably going to be great for me. Especially with the Meadowlands farm. We are in the final sprint of spring now. What the heck is my chicken doing? But we finally got enough materials for a barn today, so soon we will have baby cows. I also need to keep grinding for that blueberry money, so I spent the rest of the day fishing to give us a little boost in cash flow. Demetrius came knocking on our door the next morning because he wants to study creatures in the cave on my farm, and I chose the bat lair. I thought that this would be the better option to make sure I get the variety of fruits I needed for the community center and for gifting. The spirits were in good humor today, so I went back down to the mines and we were making decent progress until we weren't. And it was getting late, so I panicked and missed a star slime. What gifts did this beautiful squishy creature have for me? Now we will never know. The next morning was my homegirl Emily's birthday, so of course we got her a little something nice. It's also almost the end of the season, so I'm harvesting my last few crops crops and cleaning up around the farm. I donated a couple things to Gunther, including my ancient seed I found earlier in the season, so we have that ready to go for when we finally unlock the greenhouse. Today is the last day of spring, which means I don't have to water anything. And Robin finally finished my barn, so now we can get some cows and start our cheese empire. I decided to use the no watering day to my advantage and head back down to the mines to hopefully make some progress to getting down to some gold ore, but luck was definitely not on our side today. I kept getting stuck on floors and attacked by monster swarms. It was miserable. We only made it down another 10 levels before I had to call it quits and head back home. Not how I wanted to end the season, but we leveled up in farming, mining, and combat, so I can't complain too much. It's now the first day of summer and also my favorite season in Stardew, which means we have a lot of stuff to do to set us up for a successful season. I cleared out all the dead crops, organized new garden plots for when we hopefully get sprinklers soon, and planted a ton of blueberries, melons, tomatoes, peppers, corn, and basically everything we need for the community center. The next morning, I started bright and early watering all my new crops, and truthfully, I wanted to expand my blueberry fields to be even bigger, but I figured this was probably as much as I could manage while we're trying to multitask and hit all of our goals for the year. I also thought it would be a good idea to get a head start on the summer fish I need for the season, so I upgraded to an iridium rod and nabbed a pufferfish, tuna, and a few others down at the beach. On Wednesday, Marnie was finally at her shop, so I bought 2 cows who I named Esmeralda and Mutilda as a little nod to my Field of Mystery cows. And then we found this. Oh my god, what is that? Hello? Oh, this is the best day! Suddenly, we are so much closer to getting the Meowmere sword, so that is excellent news. I spent the rest of the day trying to catch a sturgeon in the mountains and donated a few more things to the community center, finishing the summer foraging bundle. The next day was tiny little Jazz's birthday, so we gave her a cute little flower as a present, and I brought one for Caroline too because I thought it was also probably time for me to make better friends with her so we can finally get the tea sapling recipe. Even though the tea sapling recipe isn't as OP as it used to be, I figured having a little extra cash doesn't hurt. I also finally got enough clay to craft a silo for the farm. Today was Friday, so I decided to check the traveling cart again, which had a pomegranate that I picked up for the Enchanter's bundle. I figured it was also probably time to get a rare seed as well, now that I am not completely dirt poor. I headed back to the mountain lake to try and catch a sturgeon, and once again, I had no luck. So I finished off the day by clearing out more of the farm. The next morning we got our first pepper harvest, which I will of course be saving for Shane. I also upgraded my pickaxe to a steel one to help speed up our progress in the mines, and tried yet again for the sturgeon. And y'all, they just did not want to come out, which is super frustrating. We did, however, catch the tilapia I needed for the community center the next morning, so you win some, you lose some, I guess. It was a good luck day though, so I decided to try it one last time for the sturgeon before completely crashing out. What is this? I did it! Oh my god! Oh, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be! Day 36 was raining, so I quickly picked up a red snapper from the beach, dropped off all the fish I had been catching for the past few days at the community center, and picked up my new pickaxe. I also handed over my axe to Clint to upgrade since the next few days aren't potential green rain days, and I decided it would probably be good to spend some more time down in the mines. Days 37 and 38 were basically mining and gifting days, which actually paid off because I finally made it down to level 70 and got a few cutscenes with our girls Haley and Emily. I also got to pick up my new copper axe, so now we can start gathering hardwood. Today was the Luau festival down at the beach, and as much as I wanted to put the mayor's underwear in the soup, I probably should get people to like me first. So unfortunately, we are leaving that prank for next year. Instead, I dropped in a gold star cauliflower, which was the best thing I had according to the wiki. This luau is truly the weirdest festival, but apparently the governor loved our suspiciously colored soup. So that's all that matters. The next morning, we got our first blueberry harvest, which means we will get some more money rolling in, and we are almost done with the summer crop bundle. More good news for the community center is that the traveling cart had red cabbages today, so I can donate one immediately and officially cross that off my list. I also met up with Emily today, who rescued a bird that almost died from flying into her window, and I fixed the bridge down at the beach so we can start gathering more seasonal shells and coral. Marnie was actually working today, so I bought a milk pail from her and crafted some cheese presses to start our cheese empire now that our cows are all grown up. We also got our first melon harvest, so that means I'm officially done with the summer crops bundle, and I am just that good at farming because I got 5 quality ones as well. In the afternoon, we crushed through a few more levels of the mines, making it down to floor 75, and wow, I really must be a talented farmer because we leveled up in farming when we hit the hay for the night. It's Sunday again, which means it's traveling cart day, and I probably didn't need to buy this, but I picked up a tiger trout just to get that out of the way and complete the river fish bundle. Am I wasting money? Probably, but if it means I have less bundles to worry about, then that's a win for me. The rest of the day was mainly spent contributing to the deforestation of Pelican Town because I need a ton of materials for crafting and upgrading the farm. The next morning when I checked the television, the weather forecast sounded a little suspicious. Oh, yes! Yes! Finally! We have the green rain tomorrow. Oh, this is excellent news. Even though the spirits were not on my side today, I decided to brave the mines anyways because we are so close to level 80. We broke through some rocks, slayed our enemies, and finally made it down to the lava levels. But more importantly, we collected our first batch of gold ore so we can officially start crafting quality sprinklers. Grinding through all those floors really paid off because I also leveled up in mining and chose the miner profession. I was so excited to wake up the following morning because it was green rain day. What is green rain, you ask? Nobody really knows, but it causes a ton of suspicious moss, grass, and giant fiddlehead fern trees to sprout up all over the valley. So, of course, I had to make the most of the day and forage for as many of these goodies as I could. I ran into Demetrius, who was also braving the weird weather in the name of science. And meanwhile, everyone else in town was hunkering down at the saloon, scared for their lives. With all of the materials I gathered the day before, I headed up to Robin's to upgrade my barn because we really need to get pigs before winter so that we can get a truffle for the community center. And then I ran around gifting a bunch of other people in town as well. The next couple of days were mostly spent down in the mines gathering materials and then using those materials to make sprinklers so we finally have fully automated crop fields. I am so upset though because my VOD file got corrupted, so I lost the footage, but during our time in the mines we also found this sick new sword and our first prismatic shard. Summer 20 and 21 are when the Trout Derby takes place, and I haven't really participated in this festival before, so I wanted to see what it was all about and try my luck at snagging a few trout tickets. I'm really intercepting this fisherman. Hello, sir, or bear. He's a bear, right? Is he a bear or a dog? I can't tell, but he's really cute and I love him so much. I ended up getting some Omni Geodes, a diamond, crab pots, this awkward bucket hat, and some mystery boxes. So not the best haul and not the worst, but we have officially made it to day 50 of our challenge. My bat cave had a few fruits I needed, so I donated a bunch of things to the community center, completing the quality crops bundle and the artisan bundle. I broke open the mystery boxes and geodes I won from the Trout Derby and actually got a ton of goodies I needed for the museum. So yay, go Team Krobus. We are also good enough friends with Caroline now to get high with her in her special greenhouse, which means we unlocked the tea sapling recipe. That night, Mr. Chi flew over the valley and dropped mystery boxes down from his plane. So I guess we can start finding those in the wild now. The next morning, I did a bit more gifting around the valley, and then I made my way over to the mountain lake to do some more fishing because I realized I haven't donated a largemouth bass to the community center yet for some reason. So I got that out of the way, finishing the lake fish bundle. On day 52, I worked through some more levels in the mines. Sorry, Krobus's family. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, mystery box! And I got all the way down to level 90, snagging another new sword. Before heading home, I gifted our bestie Willie an octopus for his birthday. It's almost the end of summer and I still don't have an apple tree for the 3 apples I need for the community center. I was kinda hoping my bat cave would supply those for me, or maybe even the traveling cart, but I haven't had any luck on those fronts so far. So I finally caved and decided to buy a sapling from Pierre to make sure that I can finish the fodder bundle this year. Later in the day, I played some grid ball with boyfriend Alex and showed off my mad skills. And then I got another cutscene with Sam, so looks like I'm getting pretty popular around the valley. I explored more of the mines that evening and gathered the fire quartz I needed to finish the geologist bundle. On day 54, I bought my final barn upgrade from Robin. I also had a very awkward encounter with Demetrius and Maru, and then gave Pam some pale ale she had been asking for to further fuel her alcohol addiction. The next day we went back to the mines and I knew we were getting close to floor 100, so I bought our ancient doll with us just in case. And after fighting our way through floors of enemies, we finally made it. I got my first star drop, and then we took our little ancient doll and threw him into the lava. Yes! We got the stone! Let's go! And that means that I can take the green faraway stone that the weird lava serpent gave to us to the wizard's tower to unlock the Meowmere. That's officially 1 goal checked off my list for the year, or so I thought. On the last day of summer, we headed down to Razzie's tower, and I couldn't get down to the basement. Oh, we're not friends enough with him! No! Wizard! I realized that I had made a grave mistake and completely forgotten that we needed 4 hearts with him. So, unfortunately, that was a little anticlimactic. With my spirits shattered, there was only one thing that could cheer me up: the dance of the moonlight jellies, which is always such a beautiful way to end the season. The leaves have officially changed color in the valley, which means it's time to start planting all new fall crops. So I cleaned out the farm and planted a bunch of cranberries, eggplant, yams, pumpkins, bok choy, and amaranth. I also made sure to plant my rare seed, so we will be able to harvest that at the end of the season for another star drop. Thanks to my goldfish brain, we have to gift Razzie twice a week so that we can become besties and I can finally get my sparkly cat sword. So I did that on day 58 and then ran into Mayor Lewis and Robin in town, who told me about this new fandangled bulletin board they set up. But let's be real, I don't have time to help other people. I don't even have time to help myself. I do, however, need to go fishing so we can get all the seasonal fish we need for the community center. Day 59 was raining, so I went to catch the walleye, and that completed the night fishing bundle. I caught a few more fish, including this really freaky super cucumber, which I actually need to get my first secret statue. I finally had enough money to buy a pig today, so say hello to the newest member of Farm Rula Farm, the beautiful and stunning Greg. I really need to upgrade my pickaxe now that we are in the lower levels of the mines, so I spent a few hours searching for some more gold ore. The next day, I gifted Smelliot Elliot a plum for his birthday, slayed some enemies in Rootin' Tootin' Cowboy Shootin' with Abigail. Did she die? Stop. Abigail, you can't die, girl. You gotta lock in, bitch. Come on. And completed the crab pot and blacksmith bundles, finishing our first full room of the community center. Yay! The mine carts. The next project on my list is to upgrade my coop so that we can get a duck egg and rabbit's foot for the community center. Today wasn't super eventful though, because I mostly spent time working on my epic foraging skills. animals, and upgrading my axe to a steel one so we can get into the secret woods. I have really been putting our girl Robin to work because after all that foraging yesterday, I was able to purchase the big coop upgrade. After that, I spent the next couple days mostly working my way through the mines in an attempt to make even more progress on the museum. The following day, I finally remembered to go pick up my first secret statue. So apparently, if we take this super cucumber and we go behind Clint's house in this little forest and we drop the super cucumber in the basket. Stop!
Spectacular. Give me 14 of them right now.
Oh my god, I love him so much. And since we were by Clint's, I picked up my steel axe as well, and then made my way into the secret woods for the very first time and caught the wood skip. And then, oh my god, during the night, Esmeralda gave birth to a baby cow. Chat named her Moofy. Isn't she stunning? Now that Robin's finished our coop upgrade, I purchased a duck, which we named Cheese, and a goat that we named Goat Free. And then I spent the rest of the day in the mines, which was kind of a mistake because we made absolutely zero progress. But I found this strange bun, which we need for our second secret statue, and we leveled up in mining, so hooray! The next day, I blew all of my money and gold ingots on upgrading my pickaxe, and donated a few more items to Gunther, so we are actually like 2/3 of the way to getting the sewer key. I ended the night by clearing out some more of the farm and planting some saplings to replace my trees because I have been doing a bit too much deforestation recently. And then we got a special visitor. Oh my god, I feel like we were somewhat... Hello?
It's me.
Stop. Stop, 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 stop. Oh my god. I think she just left me a void egg. Oh, there's no way. Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't know that that could happen. For the next few days, we mostly went fishing because surprisingly, it's been a pretty decent source of income for me in this playthrough. The traveling cart lady had a ghost fish, so I picked that up as well to save us some time. We had a little impromptu date with boyfriend Shane down on the dock and harvested our first batch of pumpkins, completing the fall crops bundle. The following morning, our duck Cheese blessed me with her first egg, so this means we just need one more item, a large bottle of milk from Goat Free to unlock the greenhouse. I have been checking the television every morning and hope that our luck has finally turned around for better conditions in the mines, but it was taking too long and I wanted to reach the bottom once and for all, so with a pickaxe and a dream, we worked our way through the last 10 floors. We made it! We did it! We did it! We did it! Yeah! We found the skull key. You're not sure what it's for, but it seems important. It's been added to your wallet. Yay! Day 72 was the Stardew Valley Fair, and I was so ready to crush Pierre. Even though I didn't show it the past week or so, I've been saving up all of my gold and iridium quality items for the Grange display, and used this handy dandy calculator to make sure we would be victorious. Woo! Let's go! Take that, Pierre! I took my tokens and developed a serious gambling addiction at this ridiculous Wheel of Fortune game until I had enough prize tickets for the Star Drop, the Turnip Head Scarecrow, a prize ticket, and this fabulous fedora. Yesterday was also a success because Greg found his first truffle. Goat Free, on the other hand, hates me, so we are only getting small milk bottles this far. But I donated what I could to the community center and then spent most of the day adding more things to my farm like cheese presses and an oil maker so we can start earning some money back. And then Smelly Elliot tried to rizz me up at the bar that evening, which kinda gave me the ick. The next morning, our little devil chicken finally hatched. Welcome to the world, Hocus Yocus. Please give me lots of void mayonnaise so Krobus loves me. I ran some errands around town, gifted Marnie a plum for her birthday, played some tunes with our girl Abigail down at the lake, and did even more fishing because we are so close to having enough money to fix the bus. Thank Yoba, I remembered to check the traveling cart on Friday because she had a large goat milk for sale. I know we have goat free, but I wasn't going to miss out on the opportunity to fix my greenhouse early, so we took that immediately to the community center and finished the pantry room, earning our second Junimo star. Then I decided to try my luck fishing for a little extra cash and maybe even some artifacts. Today is a really good luck day, so I'm like hoping and praying that we get something good in these treasure chests. Oh! There's no way! Of course, I am not donating this to Gunther and will in fact be incubating it once my incubator is free to start growing my lizard mayo empire. That night, the Junimos worked their magic on my farm, officially fixing the greenhouse. Day 76 was mostly an errand day, picking up things I needed for the farm, taking care of my crop fields, and then going on a bit of a side quest for my second secret statue. If I take this strange bun and I drop it into Vincent's bedroom, now just stay with me, everybody. I have 2 hearts with Vincent, so we can go in. Incredible. And then I drop the bun into his toy chest. Oh my god, he's beautiful. I ended the night in the mines gathering some more resources and desperately trying to find any artifacts we missed to finish the museum because it's crunch time now, y'all. We only have 1 week to go until Krobus's birthday and I've officially started freaking out. I gifted Razzie the following morning and then cracked open some geodes. Although we got some repeats, I did get a few more artifacts and gems for Gunther, but we are still shy of 60 items, so the grind continues. The next morning, I got a lovely invite to a family dinner at Mama Jody's house. I went down to the mountain lake to catch the fish Queen Jody requested, and then I went into the wrong house. So I helped Haley open this pickle jar before heading next door to enjoy dinner with Jody, Sam, and Vincent. And your girl has some serious cash now, so I dropped some big bucks to finish the vault room and fix the bus to the desert. I decided to start making use of my new greenhouse today and planted some sections of cranberries and my singular ancient fruit seed. The plan is to fill the greenhouse with starfruit and ancient fruit, but I wanted to plant something just to get us started for now. I'm starting to make some friends in town now, so I did some more gifting down at the saloon, and when I went to bed, we got our first skill to level 10. So now I am a coop master. I got another visitor on the farm this morning. Sweet little Evelyn came over to teach me how to craft garden pots, and then I paid Robin to start working on my final coop upgrade. I have been receiving a lot of generosity from the people in town recently, so I decided to repay them by stealing all of their Halloween decorations. I also got my first jar of duck mayonnaise today, so you know what that means. Our third and final secret statue. I love everything about Pinky Lemon, okay? The rosy cheeks, the little heart, the striped stockings. What an incredible specimen. We had our second duck hatch the next morning, so now we have our cutie duo of Cheese and Quackers. And that also means I can finally incubate my dino egg. My sweet gemberry grew in today as well, so I took that straight to Old Master Cannoli in the Secret Woods for our second star drop. I broke open some more geodes, and now we are at 55 items donated to the museum. When I went to bed, there was a strong windstorm during the night, and it looks like it knocked over the giant old tree in the Cindersap Forest, leaving behind the perfect little home for a new raccoon family. So now I just need to gather 100 hardwood to my already giant to-do list. Not sure how adding wood to more wood is gonna help, but when has anything ever made sense in this game? My deluxe coop was also completed today, so we got our first rabbit, who I named Flopsy. While I was there, I realized that I'm good enough friends with Marnie now to sneak Mayor Lewis's lucky purple underwear out of her bedroom, and just like that, a whole new world of possibilities have opened up to torture Mayor Lewis, and I am extremely excited. We've made it to the last 2 days of fall, so I have to make sure all of my animals are going to be taken care of during the winter. I I bought a second silo from Robin, collected a bunch of hay, and set up heaters in both my barn and coop. That night was the Spirits Eve festival, so I bought the Alphaba Rare Crow and then ran through the maze to get my golden pumpkin. On the last day of fall, I picked my final batch of cranberries and decided to head to the desert for the first time. I took my prismatic shard in the middle of the magical desert pillars and got the galaxy sword. So now I am invincible. I quickly popped into the Skull Caverns in a last-ditch effort to get the last 5 gems I needed for the museum, and then I met our new friend Sandy, who runs the Desert Oasis shop, blew a bunch of money on starfruit seeds, did some foraging, and caught the sandfish. So that means we've officially completed the exotic foraging bundle and the fish tank. The Junimos cleared out the glittering boulder in the mountain lake that night, kicking off the winter season, which means that everything on my farm is dead. But I came prepared, bitches. We have the greenhouse now, so my plans for getting rich off starfruit wine can continue as planned. And then we ran into little baby Krobus, who was sneaking around town. He gave me this magnifying glass, so now we can find secret notes. And then I took the few measly geodes that I had left to be cracked open and hoped for the best. And stupid Clint only gave me 1 gem I needed, but it didn't even matter because I realized that Gunther delivers the sewer key the following day anyways. So there officially goes all of my hopes and dreams. Deep down, I knew getting Krobus to move in this year was a huge long shot, but I won't let my efforts be completely in vain. I'm still gonna try to get into the sewers this season and then have Krobus just move in with us next year. I randomly had a bunch of wintermelon seeds I got from a prize ticket, so I planted those the next morning and then continued to go mining for artifacts and resources. And then I thought I was being smart by teleporting home, but that really backfired. Oh, wait! Oh, what? I'm stuck. I'm actually stuck. Guys, what do I do? And I passed out in the snow. Day 87 was our bestie Linus's birthday, and he is in fact the townie that we have the most hearts with. And then, to keep things funky and fresh, I just repeated my mining quest from yesterday. Our dino egg hatched the next morning though. Welcome to the world, baby Littlefoot. He's so silly, I love him. And then I ran around town doing random tasks like bringing Marnie a cave carrot, picking up a nautilus shell for the research bundle, gathering winter forageables, and fishing for seasonal fish, bumping up my second skill to level 10. After gifting Razzie for weeks on end, we finally had 4 hearts with him. We are in the wizard's basement, and I believe we set the faraway stone onto this little... Oh my god, the cat! Oh, look at the cat! Oh, he's so cute. Bye, cat! I'll see you if we play Terraria. That's another year 1 goal officially checked off the list. My raccoon house isn't gonna fix itself, so I chipped away at gathering the 100 hardwood I needed as well, earning level 8 foraging. Speaking of goals for the year, we are so close, but I still need a few more things for the community center, like the rabbit's foot, a maki roll, and a fried egg. Unfortunately, I have to wait on Flopsy for the first one, but I bought my first house upgrade from Robin so we can get a move on cooking those 2 dishes. The next morning, this disgusting individual showed up on my porch. Move out of the way, Pierre. I have a lot of important stuff to do today. I checked the traveling cart in hopes we would find a rabbit's foot, gather the last few pieces of hardwood I needed for the raccoon family, and fixed up their cute little cottage, and completed the winter foraging and construction bundles, officially fixing the crafts room and the bridge to the quarry. Day 92 was a great day because we had a second void chicken hatch, which chat named Emperor Palpatine, and Flopsy left us a rabbit's foot. So we are essentially done with the community center. It was also the ice festival today, so first things first, I bought the snowman rare crow, and then with the traveling cart pig cheering me on, I crushed the competition, fishing up 6 slimy big ones, earning me some fancy rewards. I woke up the next morning to a brand new kitchen and a good luck day, so I decided to use that to my advantage and find the last few museum items we need for the sewer key. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing in the Skull Caverns, and of course we were greeted immediately by green serpents, but I braved my way through 15 levels, snagging some decent loot and another mining level. Days 94 and 95 were busy. I met the raccoon, who is very hungry and looking for snacks. I worked on the greenhouse, which is coming together nicely, cracked open some geodes and donated my findings, and cooked the last few items I needed for the chef's bundle, which means that we have officially completed the community center. Littlefoot also came through for us with the 60th artifact I needed for Gunther, who came over the next morning to personally deliver the sewer key to me. So not only did we get to meet our sweet little baby Krobus today, but we also got to celebrate the grand reopening of the community center with the whole town. I was a little annoyed that Pierre stole my thunder and was the one that punched Morris in the face, but I was declared the town hero for single-handedly defeating capitalism, so take that, Pierre. But the excitement doesn't end there, folks. We still had the Squid Fest to participate in, where we were reunited with our favorite bear fishermen. We spent a whole 2 days down at the beach, but it was totally worth it because I got my favorite hat in my collection so far. If this isn't fashion, I don't know what is. Since we're going for perfection on this farm, even though the community center is complete and I have checked off most of the goals I had for the year, the grind doesn't stop there. I checked the traveling cart for old time's sake and gifted Krobus his favorite snack and moisturizer, and also gifted a bunch of other people at the saloon, including birthday boy Harvey. Today was the first day of the winter night markets. After doing my usual farm chores and cracking open some geodes, we hit the beach for the festivities, picking up some free coffee, doing a little shopping, and catching the spookfish and the blobfish in the submarine. We have officially made it to day 100, and I wanted to make even more progress on our fish collection, so I went to catch the lava eel, ghost fish, and the stonefish down in the mines, and then I got to piss off Pierre down at the cemetery with Abigail, which was so satisfying. The next day, I turned in a quest for Razzie and gave him a birthday present. We had a dance party with Emily and watched Girly throw it back. And then we also went back to the night markets to catch the midnight squid and watch the mermaid show, which totally reminds me of the Great Fairy Fountain from Zelda. I woke up to a bunch of mail, including a note saying that I'm Alex's secret Santa for the Feast of the Winter Star. And I had another dinosaur hatch who I named Spike. And then I braved the Skull Caverns and made it down to floor 25, completing Mr. Chee's first quest. During my adventures, I found a secret note from a bear in the secret woods, so I bought him a bottle of maple syrup, and in exchange, he taught me about the bare necessities of life. I'm so sorry for that one. And then when I was bebopping around the quarry, I found another prismatic shard. So it was a pretty magical day all around. I was very social the following day, which is very out of character for me. I gave Evelyn a birthday present, walked in on Harvey giving George his annual checkup, totally not awkward at all. Helped Willie with a crab problem, and now that I'm saying that out loud, it sounds really weird. And then he showed me his decrepit old boat, which needs a ton of materials that I just don't have to fix it. So unfortunately, we won't be getting to that in this video. But I did buy this Santa hat from the mouse to get into the Christmas spirit. On day 105, I hit the Skull Caverns to try and level up in mining and combat, which I'm kinda struggling in. And then the next morning, Emily told me that I am welcome to use her sewing machine at any time, so I took her up on that offer to craft a festive shirt to match my Santa hat. And then I wanted to make some progress on the raccoon quest, which is for 5 snails and a smoked tuna. So we checked our crab pots and then went back to the mines for the cave jelly that I need to craft the fish smoker. On day 107, I discovered that Greg is a lady, and she gave birth to a baby piglet who we named Piggy Smalls. Y'all, I am really getting around town because today we went on 3 different dates, helping Leah work on her sculpture, watching rockstar boyfriend Sam do some skateboarding tricks, and helping Sebastian fix his motorcycle. I'm so popular. I was feeling pretty confident, so I decided to go for the glacier fish today, and after almost losing my cool a few times, oh god, I'm scared, guys. I'm scared. We finally caught it. Leah came over to gift me the sculpture she had been working on the next day, and we actually have a lot of dough right now from all the wine I've been making. So we got Piggy Smalls a little friend that we named Hamilton. And it's Christmas Eve, so of course I left a jug of milk out on the kitchen table for Santa. I woke up on Christmas morning to a mystery box from Santa and then picked out the best thing I could find for Alex for the gift exchange. And I think this plate of breakfast foods was a success. Maru ended up being my secret Santa and gifted me a blackberry cobbler. I was kind of hoping for something more useful from her, like a battery pack or something, but whatever. I really want to get a horse soon because I'm sick of walking everywhere, so in between making a ton of wine and maintaining my greenhouse, I have been gathering the hardwood I need from the secret woods for the past week or so while I wait for more trees to grow on my farm. And today I also finished the raccoon bundle and turned in all of his snacks, so that means that now he can find a wife? I did more gifting around town and it paid off because I got even more cutscenes the next day, helping Robin and Demetrius settle a really weird dispute on fruits and vegetables. And I wanted to invite Linus to come live with me in this cutscene, but decided not to because I know that deep down he really enjoys his way of life. But now I'm sad because Linus, let me love you. We have made it to the last day of the season, and to celebrate, I picked up the secret Junimo statue from behind the community center and shook the bush behind the playground exactly at midday to find the secret Junimo plushie. I'm so happy that my silly little collection of trinkets is growing. I spent the rest of the day tidying up the farm for the new year, and there you have it, friends. We have officially played through an entire year in Stardew Valley. While we have made some pretty decent progress on the road to perfection, there is still a long journey ahead of us. So if you want to catch a Stardew Perfection stream and come hang out and yap with the community, then make sure you sub here on YouTube and follow me on Twitch so you don't miss when I'm live. I'm pretty proud of what we accomplished in this first 100 days, and I'm excited to see how much closer we get to perfection in the next 100 days. But until then, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Goodbye!